Hello everybody, Wild Bill for America here. Daytona is still a mess from that hurricane, but it's getting cleaned up. Pastor Cochise's neighborhood was looted last night from what I understand. I stood guard over mine last night, didn't have any problems. My only concern right now is can't seem to find that aggravating cat. You know, the one that comes in whenever I leave my door open and jumps up on the back of my chair. I think that little cat may have been a casualty of the hurricane. But anyway, I am back in business. I'm headed up to Pinehurst, North Carolina to give a speech to the Veterans PAC, American veterans, and the topic is A Moment for Heroes. And I'm telling you, now more than ever, the USA needs heroes. Our children no longer have heroes to look up to. I saw an article this morning before I left home on World War II veterans who were invited to carry the flag at a high school football game, and the cheerleaders were so rude to these guys and so disrespectful of the American flag that it made some of those World War II veterans cry. This is disgraceful. What have we let this country become? It's time to bring back heroes, and you know who the new heroes are going to be in this new generation? It's going to be the men and women of America who bring back the banner of God and country right back into the public square, right back into these public schools that are teaching our children to disrespect the flag and disrespect this country. I am so disgusted with the left-wing teachers union and what they have done to this country. It's amazing. Part of my speech today is going to be the oath that many of us took to uphold and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. We have done a magnificent job of defending this country against foreign enemies, but when it comes to the domestic enemies, we have fallen flat on our duffs, people. We criticize Mr. Obama for not identifying the enemies that are coming against us, but you know what? We are guilty of the same thing when it comes to the domestic enemies that are tearing this country apart. Who are the domestic enemies? Well, I say they are the so-called educators that are teaching our college students to live in hatred, to be permanent victims, to practice racial, skin-colored politics. They have stirred up so much hate and discontent in our educational institutions that American law enforcement officers are now being assassinated in the streets. I call out the public teachers in the public schools. American history has been replaced with 101 reasons to be ashamed to be an American, and we're seeing the toll that it is taking on this nation. Shameful things going on in our nation. I am also hacked off at the corrupt judges who are abusing their position as judges to try to force immoral laws down the throats of the American people. These are dark days for the USA, folks. And if we don't get it together, if we don't come back together to be a nation under God, if we don't live up to our national motto, "In God We Trust," I fear that there is going to be much more to come down on our heads. This Hurricane Matthew, you know, the way it buzzed the coastline kind of reminded me of being buzzed by a giant fighter jet. Was Hurricane Matthew a warning from heaven that the hammer of God's judgment is ready to fall on this nation for our national sins? I think it was Ruth Graham Bell said a few years ago that if God does not soon judge America, he will have to apologize to Sodom and Gomorrah. Well, anyway, I'm doing what I can. I'm traveling the country. I'm giving speeches. I'm going to continue to do my Wild Bill videos. Thank you so much for those of you who have joined me to provide the support I need to do these things. Thank you for joining theoutlawschapel.com. Anyway, if you guys find my cat, well, not my cat, the neighbor's cat, let me know. A little concerned about the fuzzy little devil. This is Wild Bill for America, back on the road, calling this country back to the God and country values that founded this nation and were the key to the success of the USA. Talk to you soon, folks. God bless, and America bless God again.